Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been around. My name is Maggie. I am a mother of three. I have a full-time job, and in my spare time, like to do things around my house. One, to declutter, two, to do DIYs, and just in general, making my home feel a little bit cozier. And today, or in this video, there are a couple of different things that I'm doing, so bear with me. It all seems random, but to be honest, sometimes I just need to get stuff done in the order that it makes sense in the time that I have, because like as I said, I am a mother. So welcome, and I hope you consider subscribing if any of that type of content sounds like interesting to you. There are so many things I could be doing right now. I took the day off, but I'm going to clean this rug because the weather is changing. It's about to be fall. It is starting to be fall, and before it gets cold, I want to make sure this rug is clean, because once the cold is here, it's difficult to get it to dry. So we're going to do it right now before the sun gets up. It's like 11 a.m., 10 something. So it's still early. I'm going to vacuum it, wash it. Let's go. But before I cleaned the rug, I vacuumed everything in the house. Well, not everything, but the living room, dining room, kitchen area. Because while we have a Roomba, and if you've been here before, you know that we have a Roomba, it doesn't really do a good job with getting into like nooks and crannies. You can see there's like fur right around the baseboards, right behind stuff. So it still needs to be vacuumed up manually. And like right here, it is a fur mess. So just went through and vacuumed what I could, while my father-in-law actually outside used a leaf blower to blow the leaves so I could have a cleaner workspace. And so just went through and vacuumed everything a little bit. So I've been here with this rug as far as cleaning it is concerned. I cleaned it in about March or April of this year. And last time I did it, it was a pain in the butt, because the rug cleaner that I got off of Facebook Marketplace was not doesn't have a very big clean water container. So I was going in and out of the house for hours. This time around, I decided I was going to use a watering can. I mixed some hot water with some shampoo, and not shampoo for hair, shampoo for carpet, just for clarity's sake. And then I used the rug cleaner literally just to suck out the water. And as you can see here, I will be going to that bucket very many times. Last time, same thing. I had to go into the bathroom and dump it out into the bathroom. I didn't want to just dump it all over my backyard. And so this time I was ready with a bucket, and as it was filling up, I was emptying it up into the bucket and then emptying the bucket itself once that got full. And this process worked so much better than my last time around. I will forever clean my rugs like this, because while it was still time consuming, it was not as heavy as heavy of a job as it was last time. Last time it was just not okay. This was much more doable. And so once I was done with sucking up as much water as I could with the rug cleaner, I hosed it down with clean water, and then I continued to suck up the dirty water. So I really didn't even use the clean water container at all. And so, yeah, this worked really well. I suctioned up so much water with this thing. I think I did probably 6-7 cycles of clean water rinsing, and then I gave up because it just wasn't getting that clear. The water just still continued being murky, and I figured it was good enough. I have emptied this I don't know how many times, but this is almost full, and I've done half of a rug so far. Well, I first put water down with that plant thingamajigger with some soap, let it sit for a little bit, and now I'm just hosing down water because I find that it's easier and faster than using this thing. I'd be going in and out like every 5 minutes because it takes forever. So I'm literally just gonna keep hosing it down. I'm gonna have to go empty that bucket real quick, but yeah, just hosing it down and cleaning it out. And I feel like it's coming out much better. I'll have to look and see where there's dirty spots still once I'm done, like I don't know, 2-3 times with this, and then we'll see where we are. After I finished cleaning the rug, there was a storm that came through, so had to put the rug into the sunroom and flip it around to let it dry out. And surprise, surprise, I bought a rug pad at Walmart. I was browsing, found this thing, and put it down, and it has been awesome. The rug has not been slipping. Wow, what a surprise. What a concept. Didn't realize there was such a thing as a rug pad. I just never really thought about it. I think this is the cleanest it's been in a long time. There are still stains. It's not perfect, but it's much better, much cleaner. And part of it has been like this. Like it's not meant to be just light. There's gray areas, there's dark brown. Well, not dark brown, but on the camera, like this patch right here looks dark brown, but it's like a gray color, kind of like in this corner right here. It's gray, turns into blue and like the light colors, and then there's dark brown, dark gray. It's kind of varied. So while it doesn't look great on camera, in real life it looks really clean. I cleaned it up pretty good. I spent like 3 hours suctioning dirty water out of here, so I feel good about where it stands. And done. My youngest uses these cushions to do gymnastics. She's obsessed, so they've become a permanent fixture in here. And then, of course, all the arts and crafts and things that she's always doing. Some books and crap. Maybe we'll clean this out this week, yeah? Because it needs to be done. If you've been here for a while, you've seen my living room, and you've seen that I have gone through a lot of different spaces in my living room, and it always tends to look like this. However, this time around, cleaning it up really didn't take all that long, and it's because of all the work that I've done to actually clean this out really good. But again, it still took about 20-30 minutes to tidy it up and get all the papers sorted through. My daughter loves to do art, and she is just really obsessed with it, but also really good at it. So it is really cool to see and find some of the treasures that she's left for me, such as like the Super Mario situation that she left, and some other stuff that she's left. I'll show you as I'm going through it what I have, what she has done. It's so cute. But yes, just sifting through, trying to organize so that the chaos doesn't look as chaotic as it is, because there's a lot going on in this house. And if I'm not on top of it, because I can't be because it's busy, I just have to take some time whenever I get inspiration or figure out that I need to do it, and I just go through it. So there's just that to it. As I'm going through this, I am keeping some of the items that I think are really cool that she's drawn, but most of the stuff are just really literally paper scraps and nothing interesting. Then, of course, going back into the Roomba, it was stuck somewhere under the couch, or not under the couch, by the couch, and I went through and cleaned up all the hair. As you can see, there's a lot of fur and hair and stuff stuck around the rollers. And one of the rollers I had replaced recently because it was really frayed. Like, it's made out of some kind of plasticky rubbery stuff, and it was not in good shape, so I replaced one of the rollers. And in this at this point, since I was going through it anyways, I replaced the other because it was also not doing too good, replaced the filter because it was disgusting, and also replaced the brush. I hadn't really looked at the brush in a while, but oh my gosh, look at this. It doesn't even have brush parts. It's just like little pieces of hair. It's like those eyelash extensions that sometimes people have, and when they are, I guess, due for an eyelash extension, they only have like one or two wispy eyelash extensions on. That's what this brush reminds me of. I just literally watched one of the an influencer with one eyelash extension left, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, trying a mascara or something." But, anyways, not that I'm a beauty channel, but that's what it reminded me of. And here I am replacing that roller, putting that back together, and just putting it back on its base so that it can clean my house for me. Not as good as I would do it, but it's still better than me having to do it all the time. And then just went through more papers, and there's more artwork. She's such a good drawer, and this is just her looking at videos on YouTube and following the tutorials. So yeah, I have a budding artist on my hands, but I definitely need to be on top of her stuff, because she will have all sorts of papers everywhere. And as you can see, even in her kitchen, there's stacks and stacks of papers and art stuff that I need to go through. And as I mentioned, I am keeping a lot of, not a lot, but some of her stuff, because some of it is really awesome. I want to have her stuff as memories from when she becomes a famous artist, and I have these memories to go back to. So, yep, just cleaned up her kitchen, so it is actually a kitchen and not just a filing cabinet. And I think I like the way that it looks. I still want to do something with that cabinet in the back where the speaker is and all that. I want to put some doors on. I want to do some stuff at some point, maybe after the holidays, because the holidays are coming up, and I just don't know if I'll have time to do anything before then. But yes, I feel like, tidying up the house is really satisfying to me these days. I'm not gonna lie, I used to not love cleaning. I used to not like cleaning at all, actually. I used to not be a tidy person as a child, as a kid, as a teenager, even as a young adult. Like, cleaning my house was not something that I'd like to do. But as I've grown older and as I have kids, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, just chaos in life, right? Like, whatever's going on in life at work, with the kids, and then seeing visual chaos, it hits different when the house is calm and clean and there's not a lot of visual clutter versus when there is. And it's just taken me a long time to get to this point. But yes, just sifting through her stuff is what I have to do. And then the final project for this particular video is the staircase. As you remember, if you've been here, and if not, this is a staircase that I have been working on for probably about a year. I stripped the paint, I sanded this down to bare wood mostly. I left inadvertently this patch of white paint underneath. It's not something you see, so that's probably why we completely forgot about it. And so in this video I tried sanding it down, but it started getting really dusty, and I did not want to deal with all that dust. And again, it's not something you visually see walking into the house, so I decided I was just going to leave it. I vacuumed the stairs, vacuumed the dust up over here on top of the door frame that leads to the basement, and just kind of cleaned up. And then I decided that it was time to seal the wood. I wiped it down. And yeah, I just wanted to seal it because it's been a long time and I didn't want the wood to get damaged. Wiped everything down. I think I'm just going to go ahead and seal it. I am tired of doing this thing over and over. So I'm just going to use some tung oil to seal the rest of this stuff, this wood, and move on with life, because this is gonna be nice regardless. And I'm not going to lie, initially I really just wanted something that left the light look of the wood. And so I researched a bunch of different options, and I was like, tung oil, it's natural, it doesn't have a lot of chemicals. Well, it's just an oil, so it felt like the right thing to do. And as I was putting it on, it, as you can see in the video, it starts getting darker and darker and darker. And I was like, holy smokes, this is going to be so dark. I was not expecting it to be quite as dark. But as I was putting it in there, at this point, I was committed. So I didn't want to stop and just leave it as is, because then that would look even weirder. So I just continued on with the tung oil. It took more tung oil than I anticipated. It was harder than I thought it was going to be, but I think in the end it is definitely worth it. I will say the smell is something definitely to be getting used to. I did this, it's October 25th. I did this about September 26th or so. It's been a while since I've posted and been able to edit because life. But it still has like a nutty smell. That area still smells like nutty. That's the best way that I can describe it. And as you can see, as I'm going down, you can see the wood just getting darker and darker. And I was a little worried about this, but my husband's like, nope, it's going to lighten up as it sits. Don't worry about it. It's going to get better. And I was like, okay, all right. I hope you're right. And honestly, he was. And we'll share some after shots, obviously when I'm done, but also at the end is when actually what it looks like today, right now. I took a little shot just so you could see what that looks like. And yeah, I actually quite like it. Even with the white paint remnants, I kind of like the character that it gives for right now. I might change my mind, who knows, but right now I actually quite like it. This is what it looked like when I was done with it, and then the next shot is what it looks like right now today. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next one.